My name is Marco Taloni of Mark Taloni Investment, which is an agency to proactively manage investment in the media and films industry, representing investors to maximize return on investment. That's my mission, and this type of investment differs from the typical one, such as bonds, stocks, real estate, and general business. But eventually we can call it equity investments, since funds go to an operation undertaking processes going to build assets which will generate return on investment. The present operation we named Operation 3 Films. This operation is not just an idea, because everything is already set toward the ultimate goal, which is a return on investment, to be more specific, a minimum ROI of 100% within 20 months averagely. But not just that, I include that such ROI is guaranteed in agreement by the film distributor. It means that if for some reason such a 100% is not reached within the agreed period, the film distributor will match the amount needed to reach such a percentage of return. Yes, pouring finance, in it, by cutting its typical distribution fee. Also, I would like to add that such a minimal percentage should be exceeded within the mentioned 20 months, and return on investment will keep going afterward in the subsequent months and years, because films are equity which will keep going to bring revenue in the years ahead. How much? Let's talk about the first phase, before. Within 20 months period average, I can show you by providing details. You have them in this business plan that is online, in the page that you are you are in it right now, marktaloniinvestment.net/investor speech, and also even with more specific information and details in the 37 pages of the business plan of this operation in PDF file available in the internet page, this page just mentioned. You can download if you want. The one actually you are right now. Operation 3 Films. We have signed agreements with the film producers related to the general lines of this operation, and they are standby, ready to produce the film projects, which has been selected and deemed suitable for this operation. Operation 3 Films. They are 3 film producers, and with ready film project to go on and pursue the ultimate goal of such a minimum ROI of 100% and exceeding it. Information of this 3 film project is inside the online page that I just mentioned. And probably you are already in such online page. Just you need to keep going with evaluate this operation through the below information in it. The main mechanism of this operation is the film distribution that is under the management of 1GJV Media, which is the also integral part of this structure of the operation and in agreement with the film producers. 1GJV Media is a first globalized joint venture incorporated, a Canadian federal corporation. 1GJV Media is the one guarantees the minimum 100% ROI. Again, in this page you have all details, and specific mechanisms, processes, timelines of the entire operation, including revenue calculation and specific details of how such revenues will be generated for the 100% minimum of return in 20 months period average, certainly exceeding it afterward, since the distribution of the 3 films will keep going as planned toward all the rest of the world. After the theatrical release, so means the shows in the cinema, also toward digital platforms such as Netflix, for instance, and TVs, cables, broadcasters, and so on, including the in-flight entertainment for the airlines. At this point, you might be interested to this minimum 100% of ROI and also exceeding it, secured, but you want to be sure that the invested funds will move around the processes smoothly, safely, and with no risk. In this page, there are all details about this factor, and more of such detail are in the PDF business plan. But let me introduce why this Operation 3 Films complies with such factors needed about smoothness, safe, and no risk. Basically, the 3 films projects are selected already to be suitable for this operation. The producers are reliable, organized, and experienced for what we need. Myself, as a developer, filmmaker, and marketer, I personally supervise everything and will be exactly the liaison between the film producer and investors, with my responsibilities as well fully involved in the operation because I planned, I developed, and I know clearly how to achieve the ultimate attainment for investors. In the business plan, it's clearly explained, calculated, organized, and accurately estimated based on experience, knowledge, and organization. This video is just an introduction to make you understand how this operation is structured. First of all, how many investors? This operation, Operation 3 Films, is for the exactly 3 films to produce first. That will take around 1 year. Then, immediately after, it will start the distribution process. It means the films, the movies, will be going to cinemas, where we called Territory Group 1. That's important. That is where 1GJV Media has a direct base as a collaboration. It means where it will be operating first hand to conduct and conclude the first cycle of distribution within the 20 months period calculated from the first day of the film production. Territory Group 1 is Canada, USA, UK and Ireland, Italy, Thailand. You will wonder why this specific country. And my answer I already provided that it's because 1GJV Media has a Canada as a headquarter, USA because I have a direct access to it, and also the films project are one from Canada, the other 2 from USA. They are in English language. The UK and Ireland because we have base in there, and as well in Italy we have base at Thailand because we have base and strong ties with the country, and also Thailand is a great output for films in English language to be subtitled in Thai. In Thailand, there are 2 great cinemas chains, and the venues are extremely advanced with around 1,000 cinemas venues only in Thailand. Of course, we will not go in all of them because we have a strategy. This business plan comes not just as an idea, but comes from a reasonable and suitable structure of organization complying with the reality of the actual film industry and the actual trend of cinema chain. And I want to include the fact that we are independent film producers and distributors, and then not an Hollywood studio. Then the business plan complies with the typical niche of the market that we are targeting. Back how many investors? The budget of the entire operation is $6 million. Investors can be from only 1 to many. We want to include also small investors with 50,000 minimum. The operation is structure that makes the funds secure and well managed, as such funds will remain in the hands of the investors, and the investor will be the owners of the finished film. the 3 movies going to the cinema and digital platforms. It will be generated a Canadian federal corporation, and the investors will be the shareholders and owners of the 3 films. Shareholders can be from any country, and the legal director responsible Canadian can be me. The corporation is easy to manage, governed by the federal Canadian law, then nothing is to be concerned about. Everything is secured. The production of the film will be supervised, and the funds going to film production will be managed by investors through my management. It's me that I issue the funds to producers step by step, as typically happens, because we want the films to be completed within a maximum cinematic level as expected, a timing. That is most of the spending of the investment of the 6 million that goes toward the 3 films production. Some balance goes to the initial setup of the distribution process. In the business plan, every detail is well explained. And then 1GJV Media, with myself, we have an estimation. I personally evaluated by individuating the adequate mechanism of a promotion marketing activity necessary for the movies in each region by surgical process needed for audience acquisition. Talking about only the territory group 1, for limited shows, a limited time, a limited frequency of audience for all 3 movies in our operation will bring a box office revenue, which is a gross, before taxes, before cinema chain fees, before other fees, before promo marketing spending. So such a gross is $99 million. Again, $99 million. In the business plan, everything is calculated with the breakdowns. You would say almost $100 million box office estimated. It seems such a big deal to get our 6 million recoup of invested fans and other 6 million ROI. How come? Well, in the business plan, everything has a breakdown, but I calculated typical spending and the fees as usual are applied in the distribution process. I want to conclude this presentation, and I invite you to keep going to evaluate this Operation 3 films by reading the online plan and the films projects information that have videos for the film concept, interviews of the producer, and the story details of the films, and also the scripts of the films to read. Then, as mentioned, you can download or just read the PDF file of the entire business plan of this operation. You can find in the link right below. To have more details or questions and answers, or to have a direct explanation of everything, I am at your disposal. Personally, we can meet, even meet in person, just to discuss it, or if you wish a virtual meeting through any platform such as Zoom or WebEx, Google Meet, Skype, or even WhatsApp. Any platform makes you feel comfortable. My direct email address is mtaloni@1gjv.net. My cell is a +1, country code, and then 647-444-2029. Thank you, and see you soon.